What's up, coolers, and welcome back to Barça Dream Team. And today we're going to be discussing the updates in the Dembele saga and the Frenkie De Jong rumours. We're talking about the big exits that are set to be completed very soon, as well as one confirmed departure. We'll also be talking about Raphinha's move to the Camp Nou, Gavi's renewal, and Pedri's new shirt for next season. We hope you'll subscribe and hit that notification bell. There's a lot to discuss in today's video, so let's get started.
Now, when it comes to Raphinha, Barcelona had made an opening offer of €50 million plus 10 million in add-ons. However, Leeds were holding out for a bigger fee for Raphinha since they'd secured their Premier League status for next season. According to Fabrizio Romano, Leeds were looking for a bid of around 70 million in order to let the Brazilian walk out of the door. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Barca have made a second bid of a guaranteed €60 million in the last 24 hours. Now, it's important to note that this was a verbal agreement. So guys, we did discuss before how Laporta announced several deals had everything in place, and all that would be needed is for the second economic lever to be triggered. And it's really no coincidence that this second bid coincides with the negotiations for this lever to be triggered. However, Leeds are being very firm and want Barca to match Chelsea's bid of £60 million, which equates to around €70 million. Fabrizio has confirmed that the player has stalled any negotiations with Chelsea and is waiting for Barca. And guys, one thing in our favour is that we've had this agreement with Raphinha since the end of February. So I'd expect Barca to really push for this deal, especially as the future of Ousmane Dembele is in doubt.
And speaking of Dembele, and it's been reported that the club really would like the option of having both Raphinha and Dembele in the squad for the upcoming season. Now, there's no doubt that this would make for some fierce competition between the two wingers, but it depends on the future of the Frenchman. Now, Romano has confirmed that the agreement between Dembele and Barca is just a few steps away, and this time the deal would see him earn much less than before, and the agreement would be on Barcelona's terms. This is really shaping up to be the biggest U-turn in this summer's transfer window, and I think it's really great that the club is in control of the situation. After many months of Barcelona pushing Dembele to sign the renewal, the tables have turned now that the offers haven't exactly flooded in for him. You must have realised by now that his astronomical wage demands are simply too high for anyone to burden themselves with. Now that the ball is very much in Barca's court, doubts have risen due to the player's unprofessional attitude, and the board are assessing any alternatives in the market. And even though Xavi really does admire the player and would love to have him in his team, the board are not convinced. And this is why there will be a meeting between Xavi, Laporta, Almani, Rafael Yuste and Jordi Cruyff to discuss the Dembele situation. But I think it's clear that Barca are very much in control of this deal. The power has shifted from the player back to Barca, so I really think we'll give this deal the green light. Let us know in the comments down below. Would you renew Dembele, or do you think it's too much of a risk? Moving on to another potential outgoing, and rumours have emerged that the negotiations between Man United and Barca have not collapsed for Frenkie De Jong. The deal is still very much on, despite the fact that Laporta will try to keep the player and that Frenkie doesn't want to leave. But now, Chelsea have joined the race, and they believe they can have more success in the deal than United by offering the appeal of Champions League football to the player. And could we see the board change their stance on De Jong, with the potential for a bidding war to ramp up the price of the Dutch midfielder? But I don't really think this deal's happening, guys. I really think that Frenkie wants to stay. I think De Jong wants to show the best version of himself in the upcoming season, and it's not necessary for the club to sell him after the first economic lever has now been triggered. And according to Mundo Deportivo, Frenkie De Jong is planning to get married, and in fact he's looking for a new house in Pedralbes, less than 10 minutes away from the Camp Nou, so it makes even more sense for him to stay on next season.
And now I'm sure many Barcelona fans are eagerly awaiting the confirmation of Gavi's renewal at Barça. Fabrizio Romano confirmed that an agreement had been reached towards the end of last year, but now in July 2022, no confirmation has yet been made of Gavi's continuation at the club. His current deal is set to expire in the summer of 2023, and we know, guys, he's attracted a lot of interest from Europe's elite clubs with his frighteningly low €50 million release clause. And we've known for a long time that Gavi was destined to make it big, and he's established himself as a Barcelona and Spain star at the age of just 17. Gavi is already drawing comparisons with Andres Iniesta, so it was important for the club to tie him down, and Almani has confirmed that he will stay. The only obstacle is his age, because he can't be signed for a contract for over 3 years until he is 18 years old. And now, guys, we're looking ahead to some very big departures in the first team, which will surely help to reduce that wage bill and make sure that the team's competitive for next season. So first of all, there's Clement Lenglet, who was rumoured to be involved in the Koundé deal to lower the price of the French centre-back. That move would have seen Koundé join Barça and Sevilla getting a ready-made replacement with Lenglet rejoining his former club on a permanent basis. But the deal is now rumoured to be paid in 3 €15 million instalments instead of that initial swap deal. But Tottenham Hotspur have announced the loan signing of Clement Lenglet for 1 season. I'm sure we'll see the Frenchman play regular minutes as he follows Emerson Royal to North London. Spurs will have no option to buy, but will pay a small undisclosed loan fee and a percentage of the Frenchman's salary, and he'll return to Barcelona in the summer of 2023 when he'll have 3 years left on his contract.
And according to Gerard Romero, Lyon have approached Barca over the possibility of signing Miralem Pjanic, who returned to pre-season training following his loan spell with Besiktas. I really don't think he's fitted in at Barca. It was quite a murky deal on the part of Bartomeu, with the only goal to balance the books. There was really no sense in the deal for sporting reasons, and it really did come as a shock. The departure of Arthur Melo at a time when our midfield options were very light always seemed a bit strange to me. I think it's in the best interests of all parties for this deal to go ahead.
And now some great news about Pedri, who will become Barca's new number 8 for next season. He'll be following in the footsteps of his idol Andres Iniesta, who once wore the number 8 shirt. And Pedri celebrated the occasion by signing shirts and meeting fans for about an hour at the official Barca store. And that was a really nice gesture by him. Being a Barca fan himself, Pedri knows exactly what it means to culés. And guys, it's really great to see how youth players emerging are really excelling here at Barca, so much so that they're inheriting the shirt numbers of legends of the game. So if you like this video, guys, make sure you hit that notification bell to subscribe to BDT, and we'll see you next time. Visca Barça!